Hello. What about now, guys? This is an absolute bollock, man. Absolute killer. I'm a wee bit behind, guys, in terms of the lag on the stream and whatever. Yo, see if this is not working again. I will be angry. How are we doing? Someone give me some sort of nod. Someone give me some sort of nod. You can hear me now. Because this is not any good. Loud and clear. Fantastic. Right, guys. Sorry about that. First of all, guys, thanks a lot for joining us on the stream. As I was just saying, you know, before the audio recollecting or whatever, I tested it and retested it, guys, before the stream last night, before the stream tonight, after the last week's one. So, sincere apologies. I don't know why. I also need to change my streaming, people. I'll do that in time. Whatever. Now, we had some amazing kind of news last night. We had the unique Felix and the unique Van Dijk auctions going on last night. And the one and only, the big Gary V himself, obviously just joined the platform in a big way, splashing out in a massive, massive card. And I've got to admit, prior to his account popping up on Twitter, someone kind of dug it out, I think, didn't they? Wee bit of detective work about a month ago or so. I'd never, just to be honest with you guys, I'd just never heard of the guy. He's not somebody I'd ever came across. And now I'm as well educated as anyone who can Google the guy's name. Seems really cool. Really excited to see what moves he makes on the platform, what cards he acquires, where he sees value. It's quite obvious early on who his first two acquisitions have been, who he kind of likes and whatever. But onwards and upwards, guys, can't wait to see it. And yeah, amazing. And the Van Dijk went to You Never Walk Alone. He went and picked up that, so that was good to see. In terms of Liverpool fans getting a hold of Liverpool cards and that kind of thing, because it is about that collector side of things is really starting to ramp up a little bit. If he's caught the stream, no way. Leroy Sané has got his second assist of the night. So that must be, is it 3 each now in the Bayern game? So what was I going to say? So I had obviously the Twitter timeline's been blowing up the last couple of days with SoRare stuff. A lot of new people on board, a lot of people on the periphery of joining, not joining. Look at the state of my hair, guys. I need to find a barber ASAP. But I got a great question come in today. I'm sure he won't mind me naming him. Sorry, from Mark Waters. And I was saying to him, listen, I can kind of message you back and forth, whatever, but it's much easier for me to just verbalize this. So I'll just talk about it in the stream and all the rest of it. So Mark's kind of main thing he's looking for is he's wanting to get involved without paying too massive prices. You've heard this before, haven't you guys? Slowly build up, try and be quite competitive and focus on some youth. Sounds like the typical, should I play SoRare kind of player. Okay, now, first and foremost, Ricky Boy, Mike, Non-Stick Llama, high five, we're all in the house. Thanks, guys, good to see you in the comment section. Guys, get liking the video. But what Mark's asking for here is what most people, when they come on to SoRare, are kind of setting out to achieve, okay? And the simple answer to that is yes, okay? And I'll just kind of show you real quickly, and this isn't like pre-prepped or anything like that. So this will load up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto the auction page, okay? And just scrolling up and down the next bunch of auctions, I would be very surprised if we're not able to find one card that is either a cheap youth prospect you could buy and sit on and forget, like you would football index-wise, and potentially, or a card that you could pick up for a nominal fee, let's say under 80 quid, that could be useful for you in tournaments. Depending on how they're actually rolling out the auctions at this exact moment in time, will dictate exactly what we find, but I'm sure we'll be able to see it, no problem at all. The auctions are always a hotbed for bargains, guys, as well as the secondary market, don't get me wrong, but especially in times of like in between game weeks, that kind of thing, I've got a lot of private negotiations going on between different managers, that sort of thing. So sometimes, and I love it, sometimes when things can be that busy, the auctions can go a wee bit under the radar. Okay, so straight away, Pape Gay, very useful player. You can see right now he's going to go for under 60 quid. Let's see. Oh, Patrick Catroni's got a card, 1 of 100. So, 22-year-old Italian. I don't know if you quite consider that a sit on it and forget, but he's on loan from Wolves. If I remember right, I'm sure Wolves do actually own him. Patrick Schick is probably isn't going to go too much more than that, maybe 0.7 of an ETH, so what's that, maybe 85 quid or so. A young player you could buy quite cheap and sit on, Paulinho. And let's see, is there anyone else? Even Pedro, by the way, Pedro, when he's in the team, which I know he's not at the moment, could be a very useful card. He's in the team and playing. Sorry, Pau Lopez there, quite a cheap goalkeeper in the grand scheme of things. And Sarabia, rotation player at PSG, 65 quid, depending on your release on the rotation system coming up, is very possible. Okay. Now, the reason I wanted to actually talk about this for Mark and for anyone else listening, right, is that's just one glance, right? Now, you might agree or disagree on the quality of players I've just spoke about that are right in front of me and the prices that they are going for or worth, whatever, right? But the fact remains, number one, there's more and more teams coming on board. We just had a whole new division, the Eredivisie, and I've got an amazing playlist that's rolling out throughout this week of Eredivisie players that I found through my kind of, different levels of scouting over the first 2 weeks of the division being onboarded to the platform. And when you get this extra flurry of cards, I think the Eredivisie has really kicked the doors open for a lot of new users. Even if I just, let's even just go one step further, right? So I'm going to hit League on the Thunters, right, in Eredivisie. So it's 124 cards, more than any other league right now. It's on auction. It's Eredivisie cards right now. And I can promise you, if you study the Eredivisie, all the statistics, teams, lineups, predicted this and that, and expected this and that, and whatever, I promise you, in the Eredivisie, never mind the Jupiter League, never mind the clubs we already have, there's a lot of hidden gems dotted in between. Even with this brand new, exciting part, you will find players that you can get very underpriced that will perform for you in an SO5 situation. And because of the nature of the league, you'll get tons of those little ones that are also little youth gems. Could be the next Van Dijk, could be the next Robin, whatever it is, the next Suarez. I seen a Uruguayan striker in Eredivisie somewhere, or was it even with Herenveen as well, or Groningen? And I thought, oh, imagine he became a Suarez, type thing. So there are lots of different ways to skin the cat. You don't need to go into J League. You don't need to go into K League. You do not need to go into MLS, okay? But you do need to buy football players. And it doesn't matter where they come from, because there's a division called Global All-Star, which means you can play anyone from any division together. So you don't even need to go all focused on top 5 leagues and Euro Challenger, the non-top 5 leagues, and do this and do that. You can just buy this one guy from there, this one guy from there. Oh, there's a Japanese guy that's a fiver that is good price. I'll buy him. And then you've got a global team, and that was always a bit appeal to me, was that I could make a global outfit, a global team, and it wasn't a case of, I really enjoyed footstock through the summer, don't get me wrong, but the Premier League, when all the football's on, is not enough for me. I like watching all the stuff. I like knowing about that wee 17-year-old who's got his debut, and that guy that's just went on loans from here to there. I love all that stuff. That's what I'm all about. And what I've always been in search for whenever I've been doing this stuff on the channel, even before the channel, is something that offers me that football manager level, detailed, global. I can pick him from there, but it offers me a competitive setting and a kind of collector's setting as well. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to move the camera around, right? But this whole room is covered in collectible shit, cool toys, signed stuff, limited edition, this and that, and exclusives, this and that, and whatever. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining the stream, guys. A little bit of a topic to get us up and running started, right? Game week 142 promised so much. It promised us so much, guys. And I think we're going to be finishing it with a bit of a whimper, right? Where we're sitting 9th before the Challenger games tonight kicked off. I didn't see us staying in 9th because there's some really big clubs playing tonight, as you know, in that region. So it looks like we're probably going to shake our tail out with a tier 2 reward, and wait till you see the team that's backed that for us. We're going to get our ETH reward from All-Star D4, and we've got a lot of sob stories about DNPs and being on the benches and all the rest of it throughout the rest of the division. So we'll quickly scan through that. We'll have a look at the game week coming up and the fixtures we've got and all the exciting divisions, because there's more than what you think probably available this game week. And yeah, we'll get stuck into it. I've got both my screens are up and running. Everything's operational, guys. The live chat, you are my priority. So if there's anything coming in, questions, thoughts, why did you click on this? What's going on over here? Explain that again. Drop it in there. And if I don't grab it, somebody else will, and we'll all have some fun tonight, guys. So we'll take it from the top. All-Star D3 was the one that I did the emergency stream for on Friday. We just got the Renato Sanchez, and I was super buzzing about getting him deployed somewhere, because I thought he'll definitely start, and Brest should be a pushover of a game. Everything else, it didn't happen. He didn't start, and it wasn't a pushover of a game. Hakimi has got his worst game of the season out the way, and it was the best week possible for him to do that, because Sanchez and David didn't do very much. The Depay did okay for no goal contributions. And All Black without a clean sheet, goalkeepers without clean sheets between 30 and 45 is what you're going to really cross your fingers and hope for as the best and worst case scenario. All-Star D4. Now, this was surprises all round. Kamada shot almost a 70. We made him captain, so that was beautiful. Mancini got a 4th minute assist, and then he's got the rest of those points without any other further goal contribution, as best I can remember. 92 points, phenomenal. Stekelenburg started 63 points, and Bemba was nowhere to be seen. Diatta started as expected and left mid, and he didn't get the 90 minutes. I think he gets subbed at half time if memory serves me right, but he did enough in 45 minutes to score 40 points, which I think is pretty promising going forward for him. Challenger D3, this is where we're actually really taking our prizes from. With Timo bagging a clean sheet, and when he does, he scores super big, and we got that. We did put the onus on Captain Grimaldo, the new reward to the club, and we wanted to see, can you deliver a reward? Can you handle under pressure? Big game week, D3 situation with 1 super rare. Can you help us out? He maybe has, but it's not through his own contribution by any stretch of the imagination. Denzel Dumfries, similar, started on the bench, came on with 15 minutes to go, and he still got 20. He got 22 points from the 15 minutes. Can't really grumble at that. It makes me a bit more optimistic for midweek because he is normally an ever-present under captain. So for him to rest him for an away game makes me think he's definitely starting in the Europa League, which I would have expected anyway. Ibrahim, the boss, Sangar, bossing it with 84. Don't think he got a goal contribution again, and that's I think the second time he's hit 80 plus without that. Absolute monster of a card. And then Ismail Azivi, the forward that plays centre mid, he ticks off between 40 and 45 every game so far I've had him. And in this situation, that was actually some solid points. It's almost like we had 2 captains and a really rubbish team. If we did captain Sangar, we may have even just snuck in top 10 when all said and done. But it looks like we're definitely going to capture something. It looks like we're a tier 2. And that is a Division 3, guys, right? With Wellenreuter was very cheap when I got him. Denzel Dumfries, I paid a little bit more for. Grimaldo was a reward. Sangar wasn't cheap. But see, as a super rare, Ismail Azivi, he's actually Grimaldo's the only reward in this team, right? Other than Grimaldo, the super rare is actually the cheapest card here. So there you go. Champion D4, you can read it and weep for yourself. And under 23 D3, oh guys, they were just all pure average. And then the midweek challenge, Sani's got 2 assists now. Let's actually refresh this page because I think since I set everything up, yeah, it definitely should be an update on the score since then. We may actually be in an even better position. Let's hope it's not a worse one. That would be awful. 17th. Okay, still tier 2. We can live with that. And the weekly, oh look, there's a nice wee update on SoRare data now. Nice wee circle around the scores. I'd love to see it. But Sani is maybe going to get as respectable. We're not going to break the top 200, which I'm kind of glad about. I'm glad that the top 200 will be made up of folk who are deserving the reward. I'm a wee bit gutted. I might still go and get something so I can do a competition or a reward for you guys. But 80th with that squad, all doing so poor, guys. That was there for the taking. Big time. Opportunity missed. I'm just trying to see if there's any other adjustments that might have helped us at all. I don't think there is, but. And even 183rd in the All-Star with a DNP, it could have been so much different, so much better. But yeah, I did say, guys, when we did the stream for those sets of lineups, that I have the cards there to win every week. That is without question. It is there. But it's just getting those combinations right. It's just nailing the combinations. I'm going to, wrong button, press gallery like that's it. Right, guys, I'm going to check in on the comments, see how we're going. Oh, there's Mikey Boy. So, it's 6th Challenger D4, check you out. With a team costing 80 quid, probably 330. Now, good hustling, Mikey Boy. I hope you're definitely bringing something home at this late stage. So well done to you, mate. And I hope it's an absolute belter because I know you've been close and just missed out a few times. Crippy, I don't think I'm really interested in that right now. I might come back to you, see what happens. Super new getting up. Sweet. Scottish Clansman, 187. 187 killer, love it. Good to see you, son. Thanks for joining us. And what's your team challenge? Currently sitting 53rd in the special weekly. Ewan McLeod, brilliant. You're definitely bagging a goalkeeper then. Fantastic. I hope it's a goodie. I hope it's something you find very useful and valuable. Oh, right. If you did catch this stream on Friday, you'll remember I was telling you that we put in a big quiet bid for somebody and we got him. We got, listen to this, right? Listen to this. 1 of 100, Martin van der Voort, rookie, season 18-19 season. Look how fresh face he is. He has just finished exams before that picture. 1 of 100. I paid half a coin for it. I'll just tell you, I do not mind. I do not care. And the boy who sold it to me paid £3.67 for it. What a good deal for him. And I'm very happy with that deal. Also, considering I would probably price this around a super rare Van de Voort level. And I know Hybe's knocking back offers of 1.2 ETH for them. So to pick him up for half a coin in my eyes, I'm very happy and excited with. The Renato Sanchez, you'll remember, we picked up for 0.64. An auction of that went on later that night and it finished at like 0.78 or something like that. So 2 amazing trades on Friday. Good to us. High five, Quinny. Now let's dive in and see this game week. Okay, now the game week this week, right? If you haven't noticed by now, guys, there's a few of you that still haven't liked. Give me a like, help me out here. It only came on my web or my SoRare browser like maybe about 2 hours ago. I don't know if yours would be the same. But the under 23s is now open, and it didn't. I don't think it was before. Oh, Mikey boy, he's got Wellenreuter, he's got Damat, Sanusi, Vigo, and Dompy. Dompy's the only one I don't know. And yeah, took advantage of the cancelled Belgian games. Well done to you, Mikey boy. Scotsman chipping in there. So I've got a few of these here, guys, but another 10 of you. Drop the likes, get them involved. So, as you know, guys, I'm really geared towards under 23s now, and when this division opened up, I just got mega hyped. Now, let's have a look at the fixtures, right, because it is important in a narrow game week like this, where there's not that many games on, that we choose the right combinations, because I'm definitely, again, I'm going to have cards that could and would. Actually, let's check this out, right? Let's go to, I think I need to log in first. I've got the cards to win every week. I am at that stage. I can win every week if I pick the right cards, because I have over 140 good football players in my gallery. That's just the way it is. So it's just about anticipation, forecasting, and just trying to get that bit of luck where it's the right goalkeeper, the right captain, and the right forward, and the right super rare. And then it's Kush Day. Right, so we're going to go SO5, Game Week Center, and I think I can click like my players or something. Yeah, your players. I can do this in SO. I can do this in SoRare as well, of course, but what do you call it? I think it's a little bit easier to see an overview on this page if it's the way I remember it from last time. I know they do updates and stuff like that. I'm sure if they've changed it, it's only for the better, but we'll see anyway. Yeah, so look at that. So I could have had Wellenreuter in goals, Mancini at the back. I could have had Wellenreuter or Paul Lopez in goals. It really wouldn't make any difference. Mancini at the back, Sangera in midfield. Imagine I did go with the Sane up front and then Captain Kamada. That team would have won most divisions quite easily. Now, that exact combination, how likely would I have been to pick it? Probably not that likely, to be honest. But could I have paired Mancini? I could have paired Sangera and Kamada 100%, and I definitely could have paired Sane and Mancini. So I definitely could have got 2 lineups much more powerful than what they are. And the Sangara one actually was already winning me a prize, so I could have. Well, that's a challenger, actually. I couldn't get Kamada in there, but yeah, anyway, the point still stands. I could have easily picked, and even as I scroll down here, I could have even thrown in some of these guys, like a Josh Cullen or an Andy Robertson, or even SoRare, you know, really, and still done pretty better in terms of different combinations and that sort of thing. So the fixtures we've got this game week, guys, it is the return of the Champions League. The Champions League is back. The Europa League is back. There's championship fixtures. There's a few cards available in SoRare that will be playing in these. I'm not that well versed in them to talk about them enough. Champions League, guys, we have 4 matches. Okay, we've got Barca at home at PSG, RB and Liverpool, Sevilla and Dortmund, Porto Juve. Okay, so we have a SoRare derby and we have 2 other SoRare clubs in action. So it should be a very hotly contested game week from the Champions League entrance. I expect there to be a lot of PSG cards coming out. Barca, for their improvement in recent form, by the way, they haven't really beat that many big teams. Even, you know, they scalped Alaves at the weekend, and that is what it is. We'll see what happens, right? PSG under Poch is still very much an unknown quantity and still in progress project. You know, he's just walked in the door, so that could really go either way. So I've got Navas. I don't know if I would play him. I might need to see what my options are like. I see a lot of managers back in Juve, and I don't blame them. Atletico playing a game in hand away to Levante. Depending on what Athletic players you have, I think that's a great game to be using them for. I've got Ferran Torres playing. I think he plays against Everton, so I might use him. And Jetty, I don't think will play against Aberdeen from the start. And Marseille, Quisson started the last match. I don't know if that will be in rotation for this match because they see this as a bigger match or whatever. Yet to be seen. Europa League, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm only going to skip through it now. And if there's anything you want to go into more detail, hit me in the comment section. As we progress through the stream, I'll be going into form and all that kind of stuff for some of these teams anyway. Yeah, just making sure I'm not missing anything. Cool, magic guys. So, young boys in Bayern. See Swiss teams, by the way, especially against like German teams. I would not be writing young boys off for a couple of goals. I don't think I'd really want to be picking like Bayern goalkeepers and that sort of thing. PSV and Olympiacos. If I was doing traditional betting, I think that's a boring looking game. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals in that. I don't think it's going to be end to end. I don't think it's going to be massively exciting. And let me see, Krasnodar, you would expect them to win like 1 or 2-0 quite convincingly, quite tight at the back to Zagreb. Roma, Braga at home are tough, by the way. Do not underestimate Braga at home. That is a tough game. Leicester, I've got Cengiz Under, expecting to play. I'm probably going to use them. Bruges away to Kiev. I think there's going to be a lot of Bruges cards coming out this week because Kiev are definitely not what they once were. We have another SoRare derby, Lille versus Ajax. Flip of a coin, it could be 3 each, could be 0-0. Shakhtar are playing. There'll be a lot of Shakhtar cards coming out, so pretty much the only team you can use them. Napoli away to Granada. I don't think there'll be a lot of Napoli cards coming out for that. And Benfica Arsenal. I don't think there'll be a lot of Benfica cards coming out for that either. Santos Laguna are playing. You might see in the global some Santos Laguna cards might be the difference between prize and no prize. And then we have some of the rearranged snow fixtures from the Jupiter League dropping in to the 17th, which is 2 days from now, which will be Wednesday. So a wide plethora of choice in terms of depending on where your gallery is, where you might want to stack or avoid, etc. And I'm going to just take you through my teams, and we'll see how I plan on doing that. So let me have a wee look at the comments. Scottish Clansman, not too much. I'm quite excited when it goes up, but it's not something I live and breathe or anything like that. Just need to keep your finger on the pulse, that sort of thing. Right, so my priority this game week, because of the lack of fixtures, it is going to be the Global Under 23 D3. That is going to be my main attack this week. And it's Trubin that goes and goals for me. I know that already. I'm just going to double check who I've got in training and whatever, in case there's anyone who I would want to throw out. My Van de Voort, I'm probably going to use him in D4 now that I have him back in the club. But yeah, Trubin is going to be my goalkeeper for U23 D3. At the back, now I don't think, no Hakimi. Inter Milan do not have European football, as best I can remember. After the group, the Inter Milan group of death, I don't think they made it out with football in Europe. So in the back, I think the best choice I've got, it could be Mark McKenzie, by the way. Could be Jordan Teze. I don't see Chris Richards starting, and Gabriel is a pure shake, in terms of gamble. So I'm only going to be playing Teze and McKenzie. So who would I put D3 situation? Teze away in Europe to Olympiacos. Let's have a wee peek at Olympiacos to see how they've been doing. Because I have in my head that Olympiacos are like a 1-0 merchant team at European level. I know they're still in Europe after Christmas, which is something that is not a foregone conclusion for them in most seasons. They are normally eliminated from whatever section they get into quite sharp. So I'm not holding my breath. The Olympiacos have become goal machines around flags. I think, let's see, fixtures. Guys, still have the 5 or 6 here. Drop me a like. Help me out. Help me out. Right, so Olympia. Oh, we've got a full-on preview. Love it when Flash scores do this for us. So let's have a peek. Will we actually read the preview? I suppose PSV are an important club to us. So let's have a peek. Olympiacos were unable to build on a winning start to Champions League group stage. Blah blah blah. I don't think I want to read all this stuff. I'm not going to be doing a TV show about it. Yeah, but they're beating crap teams like 3-0 and that kind of thing. Pal aren't crap, I suppose. 1-0 against the Tormers away. So they're in good winning form. I wonder what they were like in Europe. Can we go back that far? Yeah, it won't let us, but we'll probably need to click a bunch. So in Europe, lost at Porto, lost at Marseille. Yeah, I think I fancy PSV to do well. Who did they have? They bossed their Europa League group, didn't they? Absolute canter. How they beat them 3-2. Yeah, I'm really happy with PSV going into this. I know they didn't do too well, but they'll also try to rest and rotate at the weekend against Den Haag. So picking Jordan Teze is not a problem at all. It has to be the boy Renato. I think he didn't start at the weekend because he's going to start this game because it's massive, it's must win. And Renato Sanchez takes all the set pieces. Up front, it can only be Darwin Núñez. There's no other striker for it. And then we're doubling up in midfield. We're going to be dropping Sangare in here. I think we are. He's an absolute demon. He's an absolute boss. We drop Sangare in there. We make him captain. And that is our under 23 D3 set up and ready to rumble. I'm really happy with the potential it has. I'm happy enough with the combinations that, Darwin and Renato are at home in tough games, but tough games, good players isn't a problem. And then Teze and Sangare away, even if it's a good defensive display, those guys are going to score big for me because Sangare without goal contributions can push up to the 80 level. And Teze without goal contributions can get 50s and 60s for fun. And Trubin has been on form in Europe this season and I expect to see that continue. Lovely. Now, the next division we're going to hit up is we're going to hit our Global All-Star D3 because that's my second priority. That is the second most important to me this game week because with like I said already, the lack of fixtures in this game week is one of these thin ones. You've got the potential with just, because there'll be a lot of people stack up on you, they stack up on this team, stack up on that team. And if those results don't pan out exact, and a lot of people have overcommitted by picking 3 or 4 players from one team, and I've got all black and goals over here, and I've got this one and goals over there, and I've got that forward here and this and that, then I fancy my chances this game week. Now, in defence in D3, I really want to pick Mancini, and I think I'm going to, but he is a rotation risk. But I don't think Roma rotate for an away game to Braga because Braga are good at home. Let's have a wee look at that game quickly, okay? If you've got Roma cards, I do fancy like the defenders and the midfielders. Who are they going to play up front? Is it going to be Borja? Is it going to be Dzeko? It's really hard to say. But so we've only got one questionable defender, which is our boy Smalling. Now, what I want to check is the other defenders, and I want to see what their situation is like because I think Roma have had to calm the rotation down because of injuries and whatnot. So let's see. In terms of centre backs, Juan Jesus has played 3 games this season. Oh, they don't even really have Ibanez. There's a few guys here. Half of them aren't even really centre backs. There's a few guys that could probably do a shift. So Ibanez, yeah, he's been playing. Ibanez, Mancini, as we know, has been bossing. I cannot imagine they would rotate. But Kambula has been playing. I seen there was a kind of back 5-ish lineup, I think, and this Kambula was kind of tucked in. So if they go with a back 3 kind of situation again, I wasn't in the squad. Yeah, I'm going with Mancini. I can't see him not playing. I really can't. But the form he's been in, forget about SO5 scores. He's been putting in goals and assists over that, 65, 98, 63, 92. The guy's hot. And it's an away game in Europe. Roma don't fuck about with this kind of stuff. This is a D3, so we're looking for super rares now. I don't see any midfield. I think Ronaldo's our best hope in terms of super rare midfield. So I don't think we're going to be calling upon Cuisance for this. I really don't see it. So midfield, we've got Wirtz, who may or may not start. It's a hard one to judge. Do Leverkusen go full strength against young boys and really try and blow them out of the water? They have been really thin on the ground. The midfielders are starting to come back. Click on Europa League and you can see who's been playing there. What do you mean? Sorry, Mikey, I'm just good. What do you mean, Mikey? You've lost me, son. You know me, Mikey. Need to explain it full and proper, or I won't understand. Anyway, where was I? So, Mancini in my eyes is playing midfield. Now, how are we actually doing for super rares? We've used the Sangair and we've used the Sangair. So midfield, right? Okay, I think Weston McKennie is definitely going to start, and he can score 70 without. How does it let me pick and place? That's mad. There we go. I think I've glitched out on this. Let's click on Mancini, see if that fixes it. There we go. And then up front, yeah, we've not got any super rares. So, wow. Okay, so we have a conundrum. Do we just go all D4 then? That could work, by the way. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just stick with the strongest lineups possible, okay? So if we're not going to go All-Star D3, we're going to go All-Star D4. Big eggs, 7 under 23s. Yeah, okay, I can do this. Or, this makes me think, do we now maybe then... Let's try this. So Trubin, yeah, this is what we're doing, right? We're doing a wee U-turn. Okay, we're going to do a wee U-turn. And I don't mind doing this. I think the rewards are maybe a tad less desirable from the All-Star, but the big ETH prizes are the biggest that go. And I can get All Black into this team. And it really, I now have a decision. Who would I be picking for defence if I can choose anybody? Got Grimaldo, got Robbo. Trippier is not going to play, so there's no point in even kidding myself on. Who would I play? Would it be Mancini? I think it might be. Let's have a look at Braga and Roma in terms of head-to-head. I know Braga are dangerous at home. They've not been scoring that many goals. They just scored 2 against Porto twice in the league in the cup, which is interesting. But Santa Clara 1, Portimonense 2, Lorenzo they beat them 4-0. Yeah, they're not too bad. Let's see at home how their form's been. But yeah, good for 1 to 2 goals anyway. Let's see what in Europe and home. That's what I'm now interested in. Home games in Europe. Zoria 2-0. Leicester 3-3. Yeah, they're not mugs. I think I might want to, for my best team, I think I might want to go with Denzel. Because I know he'll start. Yeah, I'm going with Denzel. Midfield is going to be SR Renato. Oh, this team's getting great already. Up front is going to be Darwin. And then my extra player, it can be the best player I've got now because it's Global All-Star. I think it's going to be the Sangair, to be honest with you. Sangair. I keep changing it. I don't know the right way to say it. Sangair, let's do it. He's the best. He's on form. And I don't need him to get a goal contribution to give me the score contribution that I need from him. That is an amazing D3 All-Star. Let's just go for it. That is amazing. Our second priority is going to be, it shows all the Serie A El Cop. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's have a peek at that. But yeah, so I know historically there has been, so if I look back and see the appearances they've had this season, that's good info, don't get me wrong, right? But we're now in a different situation. Different players are injured, in form, etc. And it's the knockout stages. You don't piss about in the knockout stages to the same extent, especially the first leg, that you would in a group game. So historic data is interesting, but it's not, I don't think it's as much substance as it is in the group stage for the group stage. That makes sense. Knockouts a wee bit different. I think once we've had leg one and leg 2 of this knockout phase, any team that progresses, their leg 1 lineup will reveal a lot then once you've had 3 games of knockouts, who's been rotated, who's been preferred, who's did well, that kind of thing. I think once we've had 3 knockout legs, then I think you get that data that you want. Hold on a minute. All-Star D4. What goalkeeper do we pick? I think we still have a Paul Lopez. Surely to fucking God doesn't get rotated for Europa League again, but I'm not ruling it out. Stekelenburg. I actually fancy Buffon to play. I think he'll play away to Porto. I could really see that happening. Stekelenburg, I would expect to play away to Lille, but I think the next best striker that I've got that I would need to put in this team is probably Joe David. And I don't know if I want to put striker versus goalkeeper in the same team. Trubin is my boy, and I'm going to go with him. In defence, I've got a wee glitch going on again. Right, I think we go Mancini because, or do we go Grimaldo even? That's a tough game right now. I think even Robbo, that's a way. I think I'm going to go Mancini in this situation, because again, I expect him to play. He's the same as Trubin in the sense he's a tad gambly. In terms of, Trubin could not even feature. He is like 17 or something like that. I don't see that happening, but it could happen. Weston McKennie, I think, definitely starts. Ferran Torres, I think, starts. So does Cengiz Under. So we've got some good rare midfield options. Works as a gamble. Brendan Aronson is a gamble at this stage. And Villarreal's a tough match. I've been really looking forward to using Brendan Aronson, but I don't know if this is the leg to use him. Yes, they're at home. I would expect him to get minutes, but I don't think he's off. He's get all the boxes ticked to get deployed as of yet. Up front, yeah, Joe David's he's going to start, and if anyone in Leo's going to score, he's got a good chance of being that guy. And then our extra player, it's going to be a midfielder, so we've got a lot of them that are likely to play and that are back this game week. We still have Sorloth. Sorloth isn't under 23, or maybe he is, so we might keep him. Maybe we'll swap. Let's go. I think I might go Cengiz Under, by the way, because I expect him to play and I expect him to be able to prove a point against Slavia Prague for the Leicester Brendan Rodgers on it. So I think he's a good pick potentially. He'll be a real difference maker. Yeah, I'm going to go with Cengiz Under. Because I have held on to him. I've not sold him. Number one, because his price is dive bomb, because he doesn't really play for Leicester that much. But because I know he's played a lot of Europa League football this season, and I expect him to be the guy that turns up. Do I captain him? I think I captain Weston McKennie, because I think I back him the most to get me a solid score away to Porto. I can see him doing very well in that match. Hopefully, after I go with Mancini. It's actually a really tough team to pick a captain for. Who would you captain out of this? I always think, in case you don't know, number one, who would I make super rare out of this team? And number two, who do I think is going to get the longest amount of minutes? And I'd probably go with McKennie on both of those fronts. Maybe the Joe David, but Joe David is going to be less than 40 without a goal contribution, whereas Weston McKennie, he can hit big numbers without it. And he's just been rested. Yeah, I'm going to go with Weston McKennie on that one. Cengiz Under of Leicester, yeah, that's a nice difference maker along with Trubin. Under 23s, we'll get a D4 lineup set up, okay? So we're not going to go D3 because we've not quite got the super rare available. It says we've got no goalkeepers. We're just going to hit the use button. It's a common mistake a lot of people make. Make sure, guys, when you are setting your lineups, if you've got your training all pre-programmed, you just double check all your teams, hit the use button again on all the positions, and make sure you've made the best choices possible for yourself. But the Van de Voort is going to make his debut for the club this game week. It is happening. At the back, do we even just put Mark McKenzie in front of him? Mancini for you? Would you captain Mancini on Stick Lama? Are you not worried about rotation? I don't know if you're worried in the sense that you've got him or whatever. I got you, man. I got you. Hendo, you've picked Bubba this week. I might put him in this lineup, by the way. Aye, so we could put McKenzie. Oh, we could have a full American lineup here, couldn't we? We could put Brendan. We've got Mark McKenzie. We've got Weston McKenzie. Who would we? Oh, Ware could go up front. I don't think Ware's going to start, although I do think he'll get minutes. I suppose he's pretty much the only. It'd be Ware or a Jetty. We could do that. That would look quite cool. I'm not really expecting too much. I don't have a striker. Like Badgie's not going to play any significance in that match. Paulino's not back. David's been selected already. Oh no, I think I'm going to select David here, and I'll put Sorloth in the other one. That's the best thing for me to do. Midfield, I'm going to go Ferran Torres because I think he's playing, and I think he'll be a big difference for me. With Joe David up front, Mark McKenzie at the back, and then my extra player, I might go to Jordan Teze. I could keep him for the weekly challenge because I've still got that to enter a team for. I've still got Wirtz. I could keep him for that because that's just an absolute punt on getting top 3 for the signed shirt. Who could be my extra player? No, is it going to be Brendan? I've not got that many extra. Oh, these are under 23s also. I think I have to put the Wirtz in here because I think this team is set up to do well. And if Wirtz does play, I know I will regret not having him in a good surrounded team. And that is exactly what I've got in front of me here. It's a well-rounded team. Captain, I'm not going to captain Torres because he's never going to get 90 minutes. I actually think Wirtz would be the best for 90 minutes. And now, yeah, Yeah, I think that would be if he plays, because it's a first leg away. German teams love to kill first legs. German teams always go for the first leg. It's something I've noticed. All-Star D4, we've dropped out the Joe David into the under-23s. So we're now going to drop Sorloth in over here. I think Sorloth starts, and Liverpool's defence. The guy's been itching to get a big goal. He's got a European goal to his name already, but I think could be a big game for Sorloth because they paid a lot of money for him. And typically speaking, I know Poulsen started at the weekend, right? But trust me, Nagelsmann doesn't rate Poulsen. I've been watching RB Leipzig for a good 3 seasons at least at this point, and I can tell you this for nothing, that Nagelsmann doesn't really rate Poulsen that much. Tried to bring in Schick, tried to had Matthias Cunha. He's tried to bring in a lot of different players to take that position. Even the club themselves before Nagelsmann. I don't think Cunha was a Nagelsmann signing, of course. And then they've spent big on Sorloth, counterfeit Haaland. So I think this could be a game that he's fancied for. Forsberg is injured, and Forsberg has played that role, and that tells you what he thinks of Poulsen. He'd rather play Forsberg. And as Amit just said, obviously Sorloth hasn't been in the best form, but he's had a run of starts. And when you've given a striker a run of starts and not had the goals yet, you're kind of having to double down because the goals will come. If you play strikers often enough, it will come. I think Navas is the only goalkeeper that's worth deploying into this. So I'll get Stekelenburg. Right, guys, help me out. Stekelenburg, this is the special weekly. Stekelenburg or Navas or Paul Lopez. They're the 3 goalkeepers, right? Special weekly, help me out. What goalkeeper should I pick? Even if Gundo isn't out for the Everton game, I don't think he'll start anyway, because I don't see the point. There's been a lot of games recently, and you'll notice that Ferran Torres got 90 minutes midweek a week or 2 ago. And if you look at the way the fixtures and the calendars all kind of panned out, it would allow for him rotation-wise to start this game against Everton. And I think that's what his plan is. I think that's what's going to happen. Sorry, guys. We man needed the light on for the loot. So yeah, I think Ferran Torres is almost nailed on to start. I'm not really too worried about that. As a gamble as such, I think that's quite set in stone as much as a Man City prediction can be. McAdoo, how we doing, my pal? Now, guys, if I need help. Navas away to Barca. Buffon, do we take the punt? Stekelenburg away to Lille. Paul Lopez away, and Paul Lopez is a rotation merchant away to Braga. Who do we go for? Now, I think a wee bit of the reason Paul Lopez hasn't been rotated that much recently, number 1 is form, but number 2, I think there has been some injuries to goalkeepers and whatnot. So what I want to do is I want to actually click on the last match they had, and I want to look at the bench. I want to see what goalkeepers were there. And I've actually just seen any other outfielders. I can judge the defenders and that sort of thing quite well, I think, from that. So we were worried about the Mancini rotation earlier, and I just convinced myself it wasn't something to worry about. So a wee bit of confirmation on that. Yeah, if they're going 3 at the back, dropping Cristante in there, they almost certainly. Yeah, this is the setup they're playing. Paul Lopez is made for that as well with the passing range. Fusato and Morante are on the bench, so they have choices. Do they rotate? That is a gamble, actually. Because they might do it. They've done it before. They might just be reversing the rotation. Morante becomes Europa League and Pau is number 1. So I'm actually going to stay away from Pau. So Keylor Navas, I think defo starts. Stekelenburg, I think defo starts. I'd probably rather go with the Navas guys. Oh, really? Mikey Boy has an Italian contact that reckons Pau starts. Navas started the last game, got a 49. Navas is Champions League. Navas is like Ronaldo, but in goals for Champions League. So I think I'm going to stick with that. It's probably going to bite me on the bum, but we'll charge on all the same. In defence for this team, still got Jordan Teze. I think we'll use him. We fancy him to do well. We could put Brendan Aronson into this quite comfortably. I think we will. We'll put Brendan Aronson in, because why the hell not? Up top, we're then looking at a Jetty, really. A Jetty's the best hope we've got some goals that's left over. And our last midfielder, Zielinski away to Granada. That could be okay, by the way. Ramsey, he's not back yet, or he's not been back yet. And then we're going to try and deploy them for game one of return from an injury. That's just mental. Cuisance. Would Rafinha start? I think we might just go Zielinski. I think he's safe and reliable. I think that's the sort of game he would play in and do well in. I think we'll go Zielinski. We'll go Zielinski. And who would be captain? I think Zielinski's the most. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Sweet, isn't it? Magic. Some good sets of lineups this week, guys. Some good sets of lineups, some good teams. Oh, guys. Top 3 get a signed Ajax shirt. How amazing is that? I seen it maybe about an hour before they tweeted it out. Oh, this is a great special weekly. Totally left field. Didn't see something like this coming. It is only top 3, but it is like a signed Ajax top, the whole squad, real collector's item, and something like that on eBay. You'd expect that to fetch like a tidy sum, you know, like in terms of value that it has. Not that that would be anyone's intention. It's a prize. I think you definitely want to be keeping your hands on that, getting it framed or something. Especially it costs you nothing at all. So really excited for that. But I think my I've got training squads to fix. I think with Jim McKay, I think I'm really excited for the All-Star Day 3 because we've managed to get like an absolute ultimate combination in terms of getting the All Black in, getting the Dumfries in, getting the Sangaya, getting all these guys in. So I think this is where Brendan Anderson probably get pulled from. Who else do we have that needs a training spot? Let's just put Snoddy in. Purely Snoddy. There we go. We're probably going to have a goalkeeper missing now because of the Van der Voort. So this is maybe going to mess up what I just did there by giving Snoddy a spot in training. Maybe we're going to kick somebody else out. Maybe this one, Team 21, because Van der Voort was a recent signing. So I'm looking for, missing goalkeeper. Look for that and then bin it. And I'll go back and fill the spots with these extra cards. I can't remember what squad that Snoddy just got put into. But we'll delete Team 21. And I know it was like Cherky, Crepin, Cullen was in that. So I'll just make sure I'm now in this out as best I can. This is like I had Leon Team F. I put Cherky in here. Cherky, there we go. We Leon rig out. That's nice, isn't it? Look at them, all pals. They're all the same season as well. They all match. How cool is that? How cute. I finished uploading all this stuff from me, Mark, and Ross, so that's programmed to start coming out. I think I have my diary, or I think it's like the last Friday of this month or something like that. The Super Rare series is going to start rolling out. The Eredivisie series has been rolling out. The J League series has been rolling out. The channel, guys, is covered, absolutely covered in content on SoRare, from helping you get players on the cheap, trying to understand leagues better, different situations. You know, I hope you enjoy all the stuff that comes out as it comes out. Yeah, so we're going to need to get the Josh Cullen into where we put the Snoddy, because I'd much rather him get some XP this week. We'll put Diatta in there. So what team did we put Snoddy into? I think it might have been like Team 12 or something like that. What's your big hope for the game week, guys? Where is it you are really hunting down? Maybe what team was maybe 13? Let's try Team 13. Have you got Snodgrass? Yes, you do. What a good guess that was, eh? Guys, how crap is my memory normally? So that was lovely. There we go. Josh Cullen, get your points, son. Solid little midfielder, by the way. I think you can pick him up for 50 quid or so. Guys, Non-Stick Lama just said it, right? Took the words exactly, directly right out of my mouth, okay? Russian League is about to come back. The Russian teams, right, always get the first leg of the Europa League. That is always like the week or 2 weeks before the division comes out. So when the Europa League comes back, you know that Russia isn't going to be too far away. That comes back, as well as in tandem with almost the J League's return. And honestly, guys, I don't know about you, but my gallery is stacked with amazing players to complement my gallery already. So if you've been here since last year, right, see when I went on that amazing run, I think we won great prizes for like 10 or 11 game weeks back, consecutively. Game weeks I'm talking about, not calendar weeks. That's when MLS, J-League, everything was running. And my gallery was about, I don't know, let's say 70, 80 cards or whatever. About 50 of those cards were MLS. Right? So as I started to wind down, it was just playoffs, and then teams get knocked out. And there's only 3 teams, or only 4 teams playing, 2 teams playing, whatever. I then had to kind of up my ante in terms of my European stand, in terms of how many challenger cards and champion cards and 20 fees and this, that, and the other thing. Win this reward and win that reward and all the rest of it. And what basically just happened, and I mean, within the last month, is I've got myself competitively back to where I was when all my MLS cards were playing, all my J-League cards were playing, everything, right? So I've just got back to that point where I feel like I can put out an array. Like I said on the stream already, I have cards right here that are going to get winning scores. I have them. I've got back to that point. Now what's going to happen is that extra array of cards are over the next, like a bunch at the end of this month, and then a bunch basically a month later are just all going to come back on top of that. And my plan and my agenda and my goal is to really get myself into a strong D2 kind of situation where on the big game weeks at the weekend, I can enter D2 with a full array of super rares and I can actually make a good fist at it. So wish me luck. Come the end of February, beginning of March, we're going to start to delve into those higher regions and the content will reflect such. Frey Bentos, good to see you, my man. And yeah, pretty much. Hey Frey, how's it going? Yeah, magic guys. So I'll have a wee recap on the teams. I don't know if there's anything else to really talk you through in the gallery. Ishmael Azawi, if you remember from the... So let's have a look actually, because I think what time are we at? 10 o'clock. There cannot be many minutes left, if any. Let's have a look at just the world of football today. Let's see. Our place is set. Now, there's always the midnight Opta change. It could happen. But let's see. Is there any minutes to be played? Are all the games finally wrapped up? Can we now... Oh, I think they are, by the way. It looks to be they're all done. So, Bayern 3 each have finished. 2 Sané assists. Right, caramba. Let's see how this panned out. I know Lewandowski get the first Bayern goal. Tolisso with the second. Well done on you. What I was so happy about when I seen this before coming live on the stream was Michael Vlap, formerly of Anderlecht, licensed in SoRare, got the opening goal for Bielefeld. Alfonso Davies. Oh, he didn't get 2 assists, so maybe he was given the Davies assist and then it got taken away from him or something. That's harsh. Tolisso didn't get booked. That's good for Tolisso, by the way. I think he's got a good like goals to minute ratio. He doesn't play that much for Bayern, but I think he's useful when he gets in. See, that disappoints me that Tolisso's there and still playing, because they've got Roca and Musiala on the bench, with Goretzka being out with COVID, social distancing, whatever, isolating. And Alaba, even though he's just about agreed to join Real Madrid, still playing every week. Which I suppose they're going to do that. But in a game against Bielefeld, do you think maybe rotate, play Roca, play Musiala? They played fucking Choupo-Moting. Can't explain that. Quatez, Sporting. Oh, I've not got Sporting in this little page. That'll be one. Knew there was another big challenger team knocking about. Sporting 2-0 up, 80 minutes. Oh, I don't care. Let's see. Let's have a look at challenger. Is it knocked me out of decent positions? It may well have done, by the way. It may well have done. Are any of you guys in the audience, if any of you done podium, or any of you ranking up high this game week? Let me know. And I think I'm going to click that play button on SoRare data before we call the stream to an end, because I know that they've just detailed the next progression. It's like a Nations League type of thing. So I want to see, I've already registered for it. I want to see if I can actually go in and deploy a squad. And if we do, brilliant, we've got another like 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes, of chat to get through. Down to 23rd. We're still hanging on with a tier 2. Don't really want to know where the bubble is. I think 23rd or 24th is the spot where you then go down a tier, or maybe get booted out the prizes altogether, because it is D3. I think it is at top 25. We're really on the bubble. That's been one super rare, guys. And do we have a DNP in that lineup? No, it's just a bunch of pish results. Denzel Dumfries was as good as a DNP, came off the bench, thankfully. Maybe just done us a favour by doing so. And yeah, so I'm going to hit that play button. So it looks like we're still getting a tier 2 challenger reward, which will be nice. Now I'm registered. Registration ends in what, 3 days or something? Cool. Okay. Let's see what happens with that. Magic, guys. Oh, magic. I'm absolutely, guys, I've been up here the last 24 hours. I'm just so excited. Been talking a lot to folk in the background about SoRare and all the rest of it. New users, guys are jumping on board. Guys I've been chatting to for months anyway. Just like, it's getting mental. It's so much hype. It's getting, you know, things are going crazy. It's a great. I'm so glad I've got the gallery I've got at the time I've got to at. And like I said a few times, and I want you to acknowledge when you're at this stage. I'm at this stage for the divisions you've pretty much seen me attack this game week, and kind of the last one. But I'm at that stage now where there's a clutch of divisions, like a couple, maybe 3 or 4, where I can put lineups in credibly and have high hopes for them, depending on real world events to happen. You know, you might be at that stage right now, but it's just for D4. It's just for the last couple of weeks of the Rookie League. It's you've put all your eggs in one basket and you're going for challenge or champion, and you've got to that stage now where your D4 lineup, it can pick itself, and you know what to back these players and good value for money. And it's very rewarding. It's very self-satisfying. And when you do get back in, I'm kind of talking about myself personally here, when I get back into that run of picking up multiple rewards every game week, which is the kind of run I got onto before Christmas shutdown and whatever, then it's going to be up here, guys. I'm going to be absolutely flying like a kite. And the growth the gallery's had, I've done a little premature evaluation on the spreadsheet for the next 3-month installment of my profit and loss on this. It's due mid-March. It's basically a month from now, but I've done it a little bit today to make the update in March a bit easier to do. And honestly, guys, I'm blown away by the numbers. It's absolutely incredible. I've not deposited anything since the 24th of December or something like that. And as you can see, the kind of cards I've acquired. Oh, let's have a look at that, right? Let's leave the stream with this. This will be the last chat we have, right? So 24th of December, what are we talking about? Let's just say 2 months, right? So we'll go back. I have sold a bit of cards, and I had a bunch of cheap ETH that I bought in December. But let's go back 3 months ago, 2 months ago. So about the Paulinho, before the Paulinho, I beg your pardon, and this stuff here, that was all prior to my last bit of ETH that I won. And the Navas and the Matarita, that was for me winning Global All-Star D3 is when I won both of them. It was the same prize. I also got a 0.65 of an ETH, and I already had some ETH in my wallet at that point, because I recommend that you buy ETH cheap when you can. Maybe 50 quid here, 80 quid there. Just buy it when you can, put it in your wallet, and then wait until you've got an amount where you're like, right, I'm going to go buy Paul Lopez or whatever. Then you look into this. Yeah, so definitely we started going with some of the money we had. I took my time and I started buying like Tony Sunjic for cheap, Mungun, Horvath, just guys I'm like, yeah, I could be buying them. Got a super rare Jakubslovic for 0.375. I got one of 100 Obi Mikel, great. Ayo Akinola, Gonzalo Higuain in season with the in-season bonus, which I'm loving. Ismail Akhmatov, Milton Valenzuela, of course. Barco, the Mecha Super Rare, 1 of 100 last season. SoRare, 1 of 100 Matt Miazga. We got Paul Lopez back after selling an old season Paul Lopez for a little bit more than what we bought this for. Denzel Dumfries, this one, that one. Rafinha George. And we've got one more page to go, guys. This is all the acquisitions I've made since December, in which time I have not deposited any money. I've not bought any Ethereum. Okay, Azewi, Sangar, Robbo, Cullen, all the Sam Nicholsons in the world. OG 15-year-old Cherky. Got lucky with Stick Ellenberg. We got some more goalkeepers. We won a Tezzy. Darwin Núñez, and our backup goalkeeper won a reward. SR Renato, 1 of 100, OG, rookie, wonder kid, Van de Voort. What an amazing couple of months it's been, guys, in terms of acquisitions that I've made and the steps I've managed to push the gallery on forward. And some of them, as you've seen with the Akinola and the Barco and the Valenzuela and the Obi Powell and the Jakub Slovak, have been other regions. It's not been the main Euro region. So I've done that work in December. Yeah, in December, maybe a little bit of January, while that off-season discount was present. And you'll remember I was dropping videos off-season shopping, like, get it done now. Because as you'll probably noticed, I sold a Jesus Medina. You won't know it's this exact thing, right? But I sold a Jesus Medina rare yesterday for 0.125 ETH, and it was a massive profit margin, whatever, right? If I go back to December, I could not have sold, and bear in mind ETH was cheaper, I could not have sold Jesus Medina for more than 0.1 in December and maybe most of January. So we're now starting to see that resurgence on demand for these out-of-season cards. The new season of them are all about to be released imminently. J-League will be sooner than MLS, of course. Everyone is going to want a slice of that action. All the newcomers that are coming on board, even guys that started when MLS was on, but they weren't interested in it, that have now acclimatized to it, they're now wanting more of these cards because they're now feeling it's not as long of a wait to buy the card and sit on it, whereas I've been selling these guys since December, some of them, and they're quite significant costing cards. Not everyone has the ability, the luxury to be able to do that, or the patience. So it's getting to that stage now where the out-of-season discount is almost certainly gone. I think, like the Medina example, I think Medina peak price would probably 0.15 until it's MLS in those regions only. In Europe is shut down, you know, it's the end of the season. I don't see the peak being any much higher than that at current ETH prices. So I think that out-of-season discount is starting to wane a little bit for some of the guys. You know, there's still plenty of discounts out there, don't get me wrong, but I do encourage you, if there is that one player you're like, oh, I might actually like him, I might actually buy him, I think he might move, I think he's good, I think he's undervalued, just buy it. Honestly, I've never made a bad decision in terms of it's a player that I've just, wow, there's something about that guy. I really like his stats. I think he'd really suit me because, like, see some of these cards, guys, they're personality cards, you know, in terms of, you know, like Desert and Feast, right? If you've been in Singer, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know why I bought those cards. It's not a surprise to you. Gianluca Mancini, no different. And there's a bunch of cards I've got in the gallery just like that. But a lot of the buys, Daiichi Kamada, you know, guys, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know exactly why I'm buying these cards. They're just guys I like, I back them, and I love to see them doing well. So I'll get my Super Rare Medina, which is a very sweet card. Let's look, if you don't know much about Jesus Medina, let's just look at his last 5, right? Let's just look at his last 5. Oof! Oof! Now, I don't know how likely he's going to be to repeat that form. He finished the season so well. I hope he starts the season super well as well. I've got high hopes for the boy. Hope he's still under 23 actually, now I think about it. But you should have guys like that. You should have like guys that you just like, and it doesn't matter how amazing they are or how crap they are. It's just like, I backed this guy. Do you know what? I bought him on Football Manager and done this. Or I bought him on Football Index and I turned a profit, or I won PB, or whatever. Those buys are your buys. You know, they're not ones where, you know, I might buy a Trubin for 23 quid, and when I buy it, I think, right, that's something I'm going to sit on in one day that'll pay me off for, rewards and street cred and profit if I sell it on, and all the things that you kind of think about when you're buying these things. Same with the trip here, So yeah, guys, I've had a lot of fun on the stream tonight. I had a lot of fun on Friday, just that impromptu stream. So if you did join me for that, thank you very much. You can go and check it out. It's still on the channel. I was just high as a kite. I got the Renato, and you'll hear me if you watch the video back. I'm like, I've just put a big bid on something. I don't know if it's been accepted. And it was literally right after the stream finished, the Van de Voort. I was just sitting here in my room and I was just tidying up and stuff. And I still had that second screen on. It's what you can see on the main screen now. And the Van de Voort just appeared. I just looked up and it was there. And I was like, oh, my bid got accepted. Oh. I was just high, high as a kite, absolutely buzzing. So guys, I hope you have an amazing game week. Very much good luck to you. If it's anyone that beats me, I hope it's you. And I hope nobody else beats me but you. So we're first and second, okay? And if somebody beats you, if it's me, how bad would you feel? If I finish first and you're second. It should be a great game week, guys. I'm really excited for it. I'm really happy with all my entries. I hope yours do amazing. Please stay tuned to the channel. There's a lot of great content coming out over the next month or so, and there's plenty more to be scheduled and go on top of that. so much more, guys. This is just the beginning. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.